Tonight, what I want to give to you is I want you to have good and lawful thoughts. Because when we change our mindset, we change our mind, we get more empowered, we move. That's what we're going to do. If one man can destroy everything, why can't one girl change it? And that one girl is probably you. You have a dream. You have the tools you need to make an impact. So whatever it is that's in your heart, God put it there, and listen to your heart. This is Eleanor Roosevelt. A woman's like a tea bag. You don't know how strong she is until you put her in hot water. Some of us are in hot water right now, right? And we're finding out how strong we really are. Don't let your ice cream melt while you're counting someone else's sprinkles. At the end, I will leave up this QR. This is my book, Mom Boss, on how I built my business. It's free to use. At the end, you'll see this QR code again, but I just want to give you a warning that there's a QR code available for you to get the entire book. This is Orrin Hudson. Orrin Hudson was a youth in Atlanta at the wrong side of the tracks. All the kids in his area were getting in. What the school did is they started a chess club to help the kids out. He ended up being a grandmaster in chess, ended up on Time magazine's cover, and he had a quote that said, "Success is like a combination lock." With the combination lock, if you have the combination, the lock will open. Does it matter if you're old or young? Will the lock open? No. Well, if you're old or young, right, and you have the combination, the lock will open. Does it matter if you're a man or woman? Does it matter if you're rich or poor? Does it matter if you have an education or not? Well, to open the lock, there are better opportunities, but you can still open a lot of locks without an education, right? So what I want to do is, most of us have the combination to success empowerment, but we usually have two numbers and we don't know the third or fourth number to open the lock. But what I want to do is help you discover within you what that number is for you to get a little further up the mountain. Instead of like doing all this planning and all this other stuff, let's just cut through it and get you exactly where you. That's what I do with women. I take them where they are and show them exactly how to get where they want to be, and then I help them along the way. This is Henry Ford. I love this quote. He said, "Anyone that thinks they can be happy based on the government has not met the Native Americans." That's what happens when we give our power over. As women, are we not taught to give our power over? Are we not taught to let other people make decisions for us? When we give our power over, this is what happens, that we don't get what we want. And this is another one of my favorites. Stay away from still people. People will not change themselves unless they decide. So the consultants that I started with 30 years ago mentoring, the ones that are broke are still broke. The ones, unless they make a choice to change, the ones that are complaining are the ones that don't like their relationship, still don't like their relationship. How many times do you have friends and they're complaining about the same thing over and over? But first they'll ask you why you did it and then how you did it. Stop shrinking yourself to make other people feel big. Has anyone ever done that? Basically, the Quran teaches us that Allah will not change your state until you change the state of yourself. I applaud you today because you've come to think about changing your state. One of the best ways to do that is what the Quran teaches is punctuality. I'm going to have Isra make one friend and a few enemies. Isra, pick a ticket. Let's read off the number. And some of you have tickets because you guys came early or were on time. Life rewards you when you're early, right? Life rewards you when you're on time. Are we not taught punctuality? So congratulations, being on time pays. All right, you can hit her up after break. All right. Let me show you how easy it is to change yourself. Are you ready? You have the power to change yourself. So what I want you guys to do is, you see this line at the bottom of your wrist? I want you to match your hands exactly, like scientifically on that line, and bring them together. When you do, you'll notice one hand is usually longer than the other. Do y'all notice that? Does anyone Who here, their right hand is longer, okay? Those people are good thinkers. Right? Who here, their left hand is, okay? Those people are good friends. Who is exactly the same? Okay, those are people that think they're good friends. No. It's okay. I made it all up. All right. But here's what I want you to do is match them again. Take your shorter hand, whatever it is. And for you, you can pick either. I want you to really look at this hand. Whichever one, right or left, whichever one's smaller, I want you to look at it, put it in front of your face. We're going to tell it 8 times to grow longer. So focus on your hand. Tell it to grow longer. Are you ready? Okay? Grow longer. Come on, say it with me. Grow longer. Longer. Grow longer. Grow longer. Grow longer. Grow longer. Grow longer. Okay, now let's go ahead and see what happened. It grew. How many people hands grew? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Our mind controls our body, right? And our immune system, our heart, everything has its own intelligence. When we control our minds, we can make a change. Now, we can't leave it the way it is. Now we need to make it go back to normal. Go ahead, look at your hand, and now tell it back to normal 8 times. Ready? Back to normal. 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 Back. Yeah, how many of you it worked? Yeah. All right, good job. Good job. Doesn't take much to change. This is my mentor, Mary Kay Ash, and a lot of the information you'll see that I train and mentor women, I got from this woman. And one of her best things was she was a single mom in the 1960s. She would actually train men that became her supervisor. She was so angry because she wanted women to have it all. She wanted them to be able to have a family, but still make a lot of money. She came up with this saying that I love: a man is not a plan. Have a full life, have a great life, and let your relationship kind of be the dessert, right? The cherry on top. But build yourself and have a really great life, because life happens to all of us. Then circumstances change, and you want to know that you're self-reliant. That's the biggest security. A negative thought will never give you a positive life. And you weren't born to pay bills and die, people. Time as a caterpillar has expired. It's time to become a butterfly. Remember, without the struggle, there is no strength. If you watch a caterpillar coming out of the chrysalis and you cut it open or help, it never flies. It never flies. In your struggle, that's your strength. So find it and then embrace it. Embrace it. So now, next present. All right, anybody can win. This is one of my favorite quotes. It says, the sweetest thing in life is honey, which is the vomit of bees. The best smell on earth is musk, which is the snot of deer. And the best drink in the world is milk, which is the urine of cows. So vomit, snot, urine, those are the best things in the world. What is there to be depressed about? I mean, they're just loving life, and they have such a good sense of humor. This is so true, right? All these things, I mean, life is the way life is, and there's no reason to be upset. So the first thing we want to learn, that honestly, if you get nothing else out of this presentation, just take away this. Take 100% responsibility for your life. So the formula for this is E plus R equals O. The event plus your response equals the outcome. Can we control the events? No. Okay. Can we control how we respond to them? Yes. Okay. The outcome doesn't depend on the event. It depends on the event plus the response. I'm going to come and I'm going to pick on Fatima. Is that good? What would happen if I came to Fatima and I said, you know, Fatima, you are the biggest idiot I've ever met?
I feel like you're right.
How many of you feel that her self-esteem would go, okay? Okay. How many of you feel her self-esteem would stay the same, like no change, okay? How many of you feel her self-esteem would go up, okay?
This all depends on her. She is thinking.
Exactly. So that's, I say you're the biggest idiot, and she's like, oh my God, she knows. You know, there was that time in 4th grade, I didn't turn in my homework, and there was that other time that, you know, I messed up the car by running by the bush, like all these things. You know how we go in that rehearsal, then yeah, her self-esteem will go down. But if she turns around and says, okay, clearly I'm the most beautiful person in the room. And the poor woman needed an example to show this point. And she picked me because obviously everyone's attracted to me. And I'm so attractive and I'm so energetic that I am happy to give charity and help out the group any way I can. What will happen to her self-esteem? It'll go up. It doesn't matter what I said. It matters what she says to herself, just like you said, after I said it. People don't give offense, people take offense. I can't give her an offense. She has to take. So we're going to give her a gift for being a good sport. Here you go. All right. So now if we go back, because my slides are totally out of order, and I turn around and say, you have the most ugliest green hair, who's going to take the offense? Right? If you don't believe it, you won't take the offense. Anytime someone says something to me, I'm like, oh yeah, they're saying I have green hair. Yeah. You're colorblind. All right. Yeah. You're having a bad day. Good. And you don't have to take the offense. Taking 100% responsibility for your life means who's the one that ate the junk food? Okay. Who didn't go to bed on time? Don't say I'm tired. Who didn't go to bed on time? Don't say I'm late. Who didn't leave early enough to account for traffic? And in this, you know, you always got to leave like half an hour early, even if there's like 2 a.m. because they have construction on the beltway. Who stayed at that job? Who ignored your intuition? Who abandoned your dream? Who bought it? Who decided you had to do it alone? Who trusted him or her? Who said yes when they really meant no?